So you want to do a fake out, you want to join your last sheet and your first sheet. I'm going to show you what we achieved after about a half an hour's worth of time working, cutting out, and blending a pattern that wasn't as easy as I thought it would be, to make it look like it's naturally joined together. This is how you join the first sheet and the last sheet on this pattern. This is how I did it. This is called a kill point, and this is something of a fake out, something that you create yourself. That's why I love to do it. Let me show you the end result and then we'll get into how we did it. That's what we achieved after carving out pieces that did not blend. I joined my last sheet to my first sheet and came up with this. What you're looking at is the fake out. And the following video is going to show you how we accomplished this. Spencer Colgan here. Welcome back to my wallpaper and painting channel on YouTube. We are in a small bathroom. And so what I'm going to talk about is critical to the beauty of your finished piece. Your first sheet will never meet up with the last sheet. A lot of paper hangers end this issue in a corner. And so you'll have a corner where the wallpaper here doesn't meet with that one there. And they just accept it. And I've been criticized by fellow professionals for taking the time to do what I'm about to do in this video, which is to say, create a pattern myself. Create what we call a fake out or a kill point. A kill point is anywhere you end the wallpaper. But a fake out kill point is that point at which the end sheet meets the first sheet with an artistic blending of the pattern to make it look like the first and last sheet are naturally joined together when they're not. They're artificially joined together by the ingenuity of the paper hanger. I take pride in my work. I don't like rough ends where flowers meet birds. So if I have birds in a tree with flowers and I end it unnaturally, my flowers may meet the beak of a bird. I don't like that. I don't know why anybody would. I think it's the lazy way to go about doing things. And so, with the caveat of we don't know if we can make it look perfect, we proceed cautiously, artistically, with the hope that we're going to use our best effort to make it look gorgeous and far better than it would had you joined the last sheet and the first sheet naturally. They never match up. Once in my career, I came around the bathroom, don't you know it, the first and last sheet met together perfectly. It happened one time. Okay, so here's what we're doing. I'm going to put my last sheet up here. It's going to end about right here. This is my first sheet. Well, actually, I started over here. But my intention was to end it over here to reduce the linear footage of this kill point. Certainly, you don't want to end it here, right? Where you'd have to do 10 feet of this procedure. No, we want to choose the least conspicuous area. And we want to choose the shortest area. Therefore, usually over a door is your best point. And usually over the door, where people don't look when they're entering or exiting, is the best. In this case, since we only have one door, and since people will be facing this door, we accept the challenge. We got to be perfect. Because sometimes people who sit here have nothing better to do than to find fault with the paper hanger. And so we, as paper hangers, like to laugh at people who sit here who have nothing better to do than to find my fake out. And that's the goal of this video, to make this person wonder, how did he do it? Okay, once again to recap. We did all of our beautiful installations starting here, then going this way and that way, knowing that we were going to end it up there. So here's where we're at. We go around, right? There's nowhere to kill this end except in one place. And that is above the door. So I brought I added to this sheet, brought it over here, naturally. This sheet ended over here. And now I'm going to start with my last sheet connected to this piece. So my pattern match will be on the right. I'm just choosing the right. You could take the sheet and go this way. You could go either way. Yeah, I just chose to match it up on the right naturally. So you could see that you could match it on this side or this side. And then you could do your fake out either here or there. So since I'm matching it up naturally here, my pattern blending will take place in this region of the pattern. Okay? Because the people who come in here, these folks, and you know who they are. It's you, the one who's watching. Okay? I thought with cell phones, you people look at their phones and, they get busy on their phones. But you know what? After they're done with their phone, this is where they look. And if they're over 60, this is what they do. Mary, I was using your bathroom and I couldn't help it, but I looked up. And I just, who hung your paper? Okay, I used to hang paper, Mary. Whoever hung your paper, he did an awful job over the door. I couldn't help notice it because I have nothing better to do. Well, keeping Aunt Ethel in mind, this is going to prevent her from criticizing your work. So let's get to it. So the first thing I did was I went to my wallpaper and I cut out some pieces just in case I need them. I don't know that I'll need them, but I want you to know that you can superimpose pieces of pattern on wallpaper like this. You cannot do this on every wall covering. You can't even do this procedure on every wall covering. Okay? But, so I'm not going to deceive you. Oh, you can do this on anything. No. This can be done only on very highly absorbent wall coverings that have a matte finish. If they don't have a matte finish, you will see the edges of these things. Okay, let's just be upfront. However, if they have a matte finish, you're never going to see the edge. If it has a shiny edge, then we don't do this, but we can still do our fake out. Okay, but if you're going to do the superimposition of pattern pieces, you need a paper that's porous and matte finished. Okay, so let's get to it. Okay, so like I was telling you on the last frame, I'm going to match my pattern on the right side. How's it coming out? Good on the video?
You covered too much. Okay, now.
Good? Okay, good. Yeah, just tell me if I'm not doing good. So that's our natural connection. That's where it goes, naturally. Okay? But that is unnatural. It doesn't look right. And so we're going to endeavor to make it look really good. Because everybody's got an Aunt Ethel. And even if you don't, you got an Uncle Bob. And he's a pain enough, isn't he?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, I was in the bathroom. Nice wallpaper. I like that stuff. Who did your paper? No.
Why, you don't like the job?
No. I love the job. I'm just wondering, cause over the doorway.
Go ahead, Bob. Go ahead.
Over the doorway.
He's the guy that's jealous of you. He is. You know you got jealous relatives, right? Can we see?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you want good wallpaper, Graham and Brown. It's very hard to cut. It's durable stuff. Highly durable product. Okay. Now, the trick is going to be, I want more light in here. We're going to get you more light so you can see this really well, okay? So if you stop the camera, we'll go to the next frame. So what my goal is going to be is to keep the large pieces of pattern intact. Because everyone's going to notice it. Especially your annoying aunt who only comes once a year. I don't know, but it seems like it doesn't match. I don't know. Meanwhile, she's got glaucoma. Okay. So already I'm looking what's under it, seeing how I can blend it in. I want to keep this intact. I like it. I want to keep it. Because underneath it, we got this big thing going this way. And we got to do a lot of cutting if we're going to keep this intact. So let's eliminate that. Come on now. Can they see?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm happy to hear that. Are you okay? You sound like you're having trouble. Do you hang wallpaper? Yeah. I need a paper hanger. Okay. I need a paper hanger. Mm-hmm.
How do you know you're not cutting the wall? How do you know? I don't like this guy. Something about him, I just don't like it. I don't like it. I don't know what it is. But he's a little arrogant. Oh, goodness gracious, man. Oh, gosh. I needed to work out.
The nice thing about my work, unlike yours, is if I fail, I just erase the video. But if you fail, you get fired. That's the beauty about being a paper hanger. Okay?
Okay.
I don't know, man. This is not as easy as I thought. It's just not as easy as I thought. Okay. Now, I don't know if it's time to start crying yet. I don't know. This always is the hardest part for me, not remembering which is staying and which is going.
So sometimes I have trouble. Just sometimes,
Oh man, I hate this part. I hate this part. Seriously, I do. So let's see. Let's see where I'm at. I hate this part, man. This isn't funny. This is not a funny part. This is serious. Now, I hope some of you are home having popcorn and enjoying this, because I really hope that it's entertaining.
I really do.
I don't know if I'll have time to tell the story, but I was a very good student. And I was a police officer in New York. And I studied very hard to make ranking officer. So I was studying for sergeant when I was a young man, or I should say a younger man than I am today. Anyway, I was studying so hard, all of my colleagues said, "It's only a matter of time, Spencer, you're going to be a sergeant." And I gotta tell you, even though I'm one of the most humble people you'll ever meet, it did kind of make me feel like, I was gonna get promoted. Everybody was telling me, you're gonna be a sergeant. So I actually bought into it. And so I had a brother who was a sergeant, then he made lieutenant, then he made captain, then he made inspector, and then he made chief. And I was just dragging along slowly, and I was like, I hope I'm being sergeant, my father's gonna kill me. Anyway, sergeant test come back. I blew it. I was an A student, but I look into things. They say, you read into it. I didn't understand the question. Long story short, I had to take it again. I didn't fail it, but I didn't do well. And that was a bit hard on my ego, because I'm very humble until I get humiliated. Long story short, my brother gave me sergeant shirts. Here, you're gonna need these. So I gladly took them, and they were in my locker at work. So I would dress up in my police uniform in the morning, getting ready with the guys. And I said, we had this one guy, Ortiz, and he could take a joke, and I'd say, Ortiz, front and center, dead hut. And he'd go, yeah, and I'd be barking out orders to him, So anyway, I only had a shirt, one shirt. When the sergeant's test results come in, everybody gets the notification. Everybody, all over the city. And they knew. 300 guys. How did Spencer Colgan do? How did he do? I hate him. He didn't do good. Yes! So, in my command, somebody posted one of the funniest things I ever read. Like, you couldn't miss it. We have a clock. Where the clock was, they took the clock down. They said, Sergeant's uniforms available. CPO Colgan. I mean, that was a creative joke. It was very creative. Like, whoever thought of that? When I first saw it, my feelings were so hurt. They were hurt. I was literally hurt. Like, how could they do that to me? And still today, honestly, how could you do that? You know, it's a heartless person. But 34 years later, I'm okay with it. I just figured I'd share it with you. Okay, I'm gonna clean this up and get back to you. So far, we're not photoshopping anything. What do you think? I'm sorry, when I do good. I'm sorry. When I do good, I get very emotional. What do you think? Can I see it? So I'm gonna clean it up and then we'll get back to you and show you the final result, okay? Thanks for watching. So there's my fake out without adding anything to it. And so, okay, I don't know how you are at home if you're a perfectionist like I am. I don't like that. I don't like that right there. I'm not crazy about it. I like everything else. I like everything else, don't get me wrong. But I don't like where the leaf doesn't continue. You see right in the center of your screen? I don't like that. So I cut its duplicate out and I'm gonna just see what it looks like, okay? Let's go up there. Let's just see. I don't know that I'll keep it. I don't know. I don't know. What are you guys thinking at home? Anything? With a pattern like this, you can have leaves overlapping like they already are. Let's just see before you say no good. Let me just see how it looks. Let's see what looks better. Tell me what you think in the comments. Oh man. We gotta go with that. We gotta go with that. We're gonna go with that. I'm gonna adjust that. I'm not crazy about how that's kind of like not naturally standing up there, but we gotta go with that. I might even cut that second leaf off. Let's eliminate this part of it right here. That's it. I like that. I like it a lot. What do you think?